Hi Chandra.
Hi, Sri.
All okay?
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Okay, just wait, huh? Keep up.
Yeah. And one more thing, Sri. This
Hmm.
class will continue 2 hours or 1 hour?
It is 2.5 hours
Oh
actually.
my.
So, but uh,
2.5 hours, it is so too late, right? From Indian time.
but this is what I planned actually, which will be this 9:30 batch.
Okay.
Just plan only for weekends, right?
No, almost all 12 o'clock now. That's the reason I'm asking.
We'll see. We'll
Hmm.
see. Okay, not 2.5 hours
Yeah.
means I'll take the whole 2.5 hours. Okay, don't worry. We'll cover
You
anyway.
can ask. You can ask to that guy now. Is there anything possible to do before?
No, 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 no. I have other like running timings. That's the reason. Okay,
Okay.
we'll see. Let us
Okay.
go with this
Okay.
timing and we'll see. Just wait for 1 minute time. Two
Yeah,
more
yeah,
people
sure.
are joining.
Yeah, sure.
Hi Ajay. Ajay.
Yeah, hi, Steve. Yeah, I'm there. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Just give me a minute. Nitish joined and one more person is joining. Give me a minute.
I have.
Okay, I think this is also just mm, just start. So hello. Okay. Hey Sridhar, I'm audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
Sridhar, I'm asking Sridhar also. I think Sridhar is still joining. I think. Give me a minute. Okay, I think Caesar is connecting. Just to check with, I am aware Chandra and Ajay already, because these are my old students. And coming to Nitesh. So, what is your background, Nitesh? Nitesh.
Please, Ante.
Sorry.
What saying you go at?
Yes.
Hmm.
Currently I'm working in IBM.
Okay.
And I have 8 years of experience and worked for Avenisho
Okay.
and Snowflake around 1 year I have worked on
Okay.
migration project.
Uh-huh.
So I'm planning to shift my career into the Snowflake.
Okay. Okay. So, you worked as a
Avenisho developer.
developer. Okay.
Uh, uh, Sorry, see, I need to discuss with you. Nitish, so may I know which project you are in IBM?
Barclays.
Oh, I am also Barclays here.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
currently I moved to Westpac.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
that is fine.
Okay. Let us start. Maybe Caesar will join.
Okay.
So, just to give a brief introduction about myself. So, I have nearly, as you already know, 20 plus years of experience. I'm currently working as a Snowflake and data and AI architect in a multinational bank in UK. So, in my 20 plus of experience, I worked on multiple technologies, majorly into data side. So, I worked as a database developer, and then I moved to ETL, and then moved to big data from there. And then from big data to I moved to data science for some time. So, after I got some exposure to data science and I moved to cloud. In 2017, I started using Snowflake, and especially in the data side and data engineering, I was majorly focusing on. But slowly, I also started working on the AI part also. And I not only work on like database development and pipeline development, I also will majorly focus on how to manage the environments, where my responsibility is to go and take care of the entire environment and need to manage the virtual warehouses, and I need to manage the pipelines. I need to go and take care of the RBAC, and then also like optimize the environment at storage level, and then compute level, and also like most of the activities I do, like it is a combination. And as per the DBA side, I hope you already have some knowledge on the Snowflake, which say I know that like Chandra and Ajay were my old Snowflake students. They already have some knowledge on that. And I think Nitesh, you also have some knowledge on Snowflake where you worked on some migration project. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nitesh.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So, but this is basically a database administration. How a DBA or a administrator generally need to take care of the environment, and what are the responsibilities of a roles and responsibilities of a DBA, and we'll try to see and how Snowflake is like helping the enterprise companies to manage their data lake, the data warehouses, and what is the importance of a DBA. We will try to see that. And let me share my screen. So you people already aware of the Snowflake, I don't want to go in deep with Snowflake, because why Snowflake is very popular. This one we are discussing many times, and we discussed the different features also. At high level, if you go and talk about Snowflake, why Snowflake is very popular is the first major reason is simplicity, where we go with simple serverless and plug and play. We do not need to go and install any software, any hardware here. Simply create an account and log in and use it. And second important reason why people going for Snowflake is the scalability. The scalability where we can scale up to any amount of data, any number of users, and any amount of workload. And the third reason, elasticity, the size. So the size I can increase anytime. Every Snowflake virtual warehouse, which we already discussed about, the virtual warehouse is majorly the fundamental backbone of Snowflake environment to run the SQL statements. So the warehouse will have different sizes like X small, medium, and this size can be increased or decreased, which we call it as scale up or scale down. So I can scale up anytime, even my queries are running. And there might be sometimes the warehouse may experience data spilling. The data spilling means what? For query which is running like correctly in the past and giving the results, suddenly it will be running slow. So there might be some issues which may be causing that, and we need to identify that. As a DBA or a administrator, my responsibility is to find out which are long running queries sometimes and need to optimize them. And it can happen at query level or a warehouse level. It can be any level. And a flexible cost. This also one of the reason, right? So why Snowflake is very popular, because pay as you go, use and pay. No need to even add a credit card details also. And finally, a centralized one location where you can access the data from multiple different places with different devices also. This is the main reason why Snowflake is very, very popular. And apart from this, Snowflake already have some additional extra features like time travel and failsafe, zero copy cloning to save your storage cost, and the clustering and micro partitioning to optimize your queries, caching to reduce the compute cost. And we have like incremental loading, we have streams and tasks. For continuous data pipeline loading, we have like a Snowpipe. And Snowflake also coming up with integration with this Python, with the Snowflake Python connector and Snowpark. So there are so many like features which Snowflake is offering to the customers, and which is basically easily accessible and cost effective. This is the one of the main reason why most of the companies are moving to, especially to Snowflake. And coming to like other competitors with Snowflake, or Redshift is there, Google BigQuery is there, but comparatively Snowflake is a little bit ahead of out of all these three because of the flexibility and the pricing options, the additional extra features and the cost saving and accessibility. Most of these particular reasons making Snowflake leader in the cloud environment, especially in the cloud data warehouses. And coming to like this elasticity, concurrency, and the secure data sharing, this also one of the like a unique feature available in Snowflake, along with data masking. So as a DBA, I may need to look into this particular secure data sharing and data masking at column level masking and row level masking if needed, because I need to protect the customer sensitive data, PII data, financially sensitive data, commercially sensitive data, personal data. I need to go and at column level as well as at row level, I may need to sometimes use object tagging, and then projection policies, aggregated policies. There are so many features are there as a DBA which we need to focus. As a developer, you may not require, but as a DBA, when you are managing the environment, you should definitely focus on the like optimization level, the cost optimization. As a developer, we never worry about the cost optimization at a warehouse or at account level, but as a DBA, I should be able to focus on that. Because since Snowflake is coming up with fully managed service, because we don't go and install any hardware, no need to purchase any hardware or no software we will go and purchase or install. No maintenance windows like downtime and all, because Snowflake team will take care of any patching, upgrading and all. And no any manual upgrades. Let's start creating an account, register, login and use it. And Snowflake, why it is popular also, storage and compute are in the traditional data warehouse, it is coupled, combined, but in Snowflake, it is totally decoupled. Storage is separate, compute is separate. So when you are dealing with the Snowflake virtual warehouses, the storage you need to optimize, and you are optimize the compute, both storage cost and compute cost, you should be able to reduce. We may sometimes need to increase the storage or decrease the storage, or you may sometimes instantly spin up your warehouse clusters at scale out when multiple users are getting some latency. I need to go with the scale out. Scale out is going to give them more like concurrent execution features. And apart from this, that like elastic scalability and performance, which Snowflake will automatically distribute the required multiple number of nodes of the cluster if needed by depending upon the query complexity. The scaling factor, the scaling policy is one of the important policy which as a DBA you should know now. When you are dealing with normal development activities, we never worry about all the scaling policy, auto suspend, auto resume. And warehouse type also important here. Do you know what are the warehouse types available? Anyone? If you already remember, there are different warehouse types are there. What are they?
Small to extra nodes.
No, that is warehouse size you're talking about. But I'm asking about warehouse type is there. Any guess? By any chance? Chandra? Warehouse types, which are very, very important because warehouse type also will impact your cost. Recently, one new warehouse type also Snowflake added. Any guess? Ajay, any guess? By any chance? Or Nitesh? Do you remember any warehouse type names? Okay, standard generation 1 is the first one. The default one, which was Snowflake was allotting. Default one. That is the basic one. Second one, after standard generation 1, Snowflake added Snowpark optimized warehouses. And Snowpark optimized warehouses were invented when you are using Snowpark data frame operations. When high memory computing operations are involved, standard generation 1 is not the right choice. Snowpark optimized warehouses we should create the type. I should change the type to Snowpark optimized. And the third one, which came also recently, standard generation 2 warehouses for generative applications. So every warehouse type will have a different cost here. The final last one, the low intensity and low latency applications we want to implement, Snowflake came up with Snowflake interactive warehouses, which is very recently. These are the 4 types which Snowflake is offering to the customers to select according to their choice. Clear? All of you? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So these are the 4 types which we need to remember. Always remember. And you need to understand what the purpose of each and every type also we'll discuss in detail. Once you will go to virtual warehouse management, I'll clearly explain the deep dive of virtual warehouse concepts also. But what you remember, the warehouse types you have to remember, because that is going to impact your cost, compute cost. Plus the warehouse scaling policy you should understand. The warehouse, what is the importance of different properties we need to understand now. Earlier it may not require because you are not worried about Because when you go to development, you never worry about how to create the warehouses and how to manage that. Correct or not? All of you. You'll go and you run your queries. You never worry about how to create it, how to manage it. Now you need to start thinking about it and need to know how to manage them. And what is the purpose of different properties you need to understand now. Auto suspend, auto resume, initially suspended true. So what is the importance of all these one by one you have to understand. Because the queries which you are going to execute will automatically will run faster when you go and change these particular properties. So auto scale up and scale out is very important. Clear? And coming to the Snowflake, it supports all the data types also, right? Structured data. We discussed about structured CSV data, and we discussed about the Snowflake can manage other semi-structured and then semi-structured and also what semi-structured data Snowflake can allow? What semi-structured data? JSON, right? JSON, Parquet, Avro, ORC, and then XML. Correct, no?
Yes, right.
So all these file types we discussed, if you remember, we loaded also. We loaded through bulk loading and continuous loading. When you are loading the data, you receive your data in any of these file formats. So you do not need a separate systems to work with the different data formats here. Snowflake can manage any kind of data formats. Okay, a secure data sharing, and which is very important, very one of the common commonly used feature by DBA, because to share data with other Snowflake and non-Snowflake accounts. When you are dealing with Snowflake, non-Snowflake accounts, sometimes you need to share the data. And coming to as a Snowflake DBA, what I need to focus on is how the data warehouses or virtual warehouses are maintained, how the data pipelines are maintained, how to go and support the development teams. And every DBA need to understand about the deep dive of Snowflake architecture, the 3-layer architecture. What is the importance of every feature here? The cloud services layer, why it is important? The authentication generally will happen. The authentication which you go and do will you connect through cloud services layer only. It can manage the infrastructure, it can manage the metadata, it can manage the security, and which can manage the query optimization, generate query plan. We can call this as the cloud services layer is the global control plane, which will be the brain of Snowflake. And coming to query processing layer, the second layer is the virtual warehouse layer, where you have independent scalable compute clusters will be maintained with different warehouses with different sizes. The small, medium, large, X large, according to the size, the number of CPUs will differ, and your compute resources will be also differ. You should decide what is the best warehouse size for your project also. You should go to that level. That is what mainly you need to understand. And finally, database storage layer, how to manage the compute here is important. That is what you have to understand. How to manage the security, you should know how to do that here. How to manage security with role-based access control, how to manage the data masking, data sharing, and then network policies, so encryption. So all these will be done in the topmost layer. We should know that also. and how to manage the storage in the database storage layer, how to reduce the storage cost, how we can go and manage the entire storage in the time travel storage, when to use time travel retention period, and when I need to avoid that, when I need to go and use temporary tables, when to use like transient tables, when I need to use permanent tables. And there are more than 10 types of tables in Snowflake now. Temporary, transient, permanent, external, dynamic tables, interactive tables, iceberg tables, event tables, hybrid tables. So many types. Iceberg tables. All these we should have some knowledge. When people are working on the data management, we should know the best type of storage, how to store the data also. So these are all the features which as a DB I need to manage. And to manage, I should go and understand the pricing, correct? No? As a Snowflake DBA, I should understand the pricing, how it will be, compute cost will be compute cost, data transfer cost, cloud services cost. Is there any cost you remember apart from this thing? Storage cost. Cloud services cost will be automatically calculated. And apart from this, Snowflake will also charging now on the AI services also. Artificial intelligence features, if you use, you need to pay. Container services, Snowpark container services also, they will charge us. And then hybrid tables, they will charge us. Serverless features, if you use Snowpipe, you have to pay. If you maintain any cluster keys, you have to pay. For the maintenance of metadata use, Snowflake will charge us. Time travel storage cost, fail-safe storage cost. You should understand all this. Plus, the secure data sharing and data masking, we should know how to go as a DBA. Now you should know, and we'll learn all these one by one. So how the data will be maintained? The data will be maintained automatically by Snowflake in the form of micro partitions, and each micro partition will be 50 to 500 MB size. And data will be stored in the form of column format like this. Not physically, it will be, when you select, it will display like this, but in the physical storage, it will store like this. In the one micro partition will have one combination of data in the column format. And when you select the data, Snowflake will automatically convert into rows and it will display us. And the second one, query processing layer, where you see the virtual warehouses, which I mentioned. You can run any SQL statement here, not only select, insert, delete, update, merge statement, copy into. Most of the SQL statements will be executed with the help of virtual warehouse. Without virtual warehouse, I cannot run any SQL statement in Snowflake. Is it clear, everyone? And cloud services layer, which is the brain, as I mentioned, it is a collection of different activities and which will manage most of the authentication. When you log into Snowflake, you will authenticate with cloud services layer only. And infrastructure maintenance and optimize the query optimizer, parsing the query plan and giving the result back, and metadata management, and also micro partition, how to store and how to divide them into a table into group of micro partitions. All will be done by Snowflake automatically. Security, encryption, key management, and we can create some private keys and public keys, and I can use network policies to control and protect my data. And apart from this, you also need to know how the Snowflake account management will be done, because sometimes you need to perform database replication and failover and failback. These are all not done by a developer. As a DBA, I should know how to maintain my database. Any disaster will happen, how to go and keep my business continuity, and how to go and point to the secondary from the primary, and the primary once is up, how to point back. So Snowflake, generally, when you create any Snowflake account, you will create first an organization. A organization have a multiple accounts linked via organizations. A organization object you have to create. Then a org admin will also come into picture. Did you guys remember the org admin? Everyone? We discussed about different roles. In the roles, one role is org admin, but org admin will come into picture only when you have multiple Snowflake accounts. When you have a single account, we do not need org admin at all. A account admin is sufficient. I was talking about replication, replicating the databases across regions whenever there is a disaster and recovery needed. And Snowsite also you should understand now in deep. A Snowsite interface will contain so many features how you can automate most of the DB activities also. But we should know the admin menu thoroughly, how to monitor the usage. But earlier people used to run these queries manually and they used to get the results and they used to go and take an action. Now we can automate some of the activities using the Snowflake new feature called Coco. Coco like a Cortex code assistant. That will simply, if you go and ask in plain English, it will give us the result also. But you should know how to use it. But you have to pay for that. And as a DBA, your job is not simply monitoring the environment and simply doing the daily activities. You should know how to automate most of the things. Create an interface to manage your entire environment and automate most of the activities. If you are regularly doing the same, don't do the manual, the regular, the repeated things manually. If it's a repeated thing, just automate the process. I did automated many activities. I have my single interface called Snow One View, which will give me the entire my environment view where I can go and log in and I can all my functionalities I manage through my interface. I will not even touch this web interface at all. I will not even log in into Snowsite. Only occasionally go to Snowsite also. Because I automated my DB activities by creating my own interface by using Snowflake, Snowpark, and Python and Streamlit. Plus, when you are working as a DBA, you should know how to integrate with other ecosystem also. How to leverage Snowflake Python connectors, Snowpark connector, and how to go and get benefit of it. So you should know how to reduce the cost. Plus, object hierarchy also you should understand as a DBA, because the topmost object is account and followed by database, and the database will have one account with multiple databases, but above account we have one more called organization and then account, multiple accounts, and each account will have multiple databases, and each database will have multiple schemas, and every schema will have a group of objects, tables, views, stages, pipes, so many objects, and each object again, like tables will have again rows and columns. So we should know this hierarchy also. Object hierarchy is very important to understand. Plus, you should know the regular database development activities also, like data loading, how to perform data loading. What are the common issues occur in the data loading? How to go and resolve them? Data type mismatch. And sometimes delimiter issues. So you should know how to overcome those challenges. Because most of the data structured or semi-structured, whatever it is, every day will not be same. If you are loading the data from internal stages, you may get some issues. Or external stages also you will get some issues. And which are the common issues you should go and address. And copy into command. I hope everybody remember copy into command. A copy into command will load data into the table from stage on a particular file format, or it can also unload the data back to stage also from table. So copy into command responsible for loading and unloading data. So I should know what is the purpose and how to use it. And security side, Snowflake come up with network security policies, and data security wise, we should know how to manage with the customer manager keys, how to encrypt the data, and how to go and whitelisting and blacklisting of IP addresses, and how to create a private link, and integrations with, for example, Git integration, DBT integration. So we should know how to go and integrate with other tools as well. Snowflake Partner Connect generally will help us in that. And network policies, a network policy will restrict the access to your Snowflake account based on IP address. And always we should maintain an admin IP in the allowed list, so you do not lock yourself out. So network policies can be applied at the account level and user level also. You should create a network policy and need to apply that. Alter user username, set network policy name. This is very important. And we'll discuss about these network policies also. And authentication methods. Yeah, this is also very important. When you are logging into Snowflake, whatever you generally use with a normal Snowflake account with username and password, that is not the common practice people follow in go to any project. This is the first one, the basic built-in authorization. But there are sometimes multi-factor authentication you will enable by using a duo security. And then sometimes enterprise level you go with single sign-on also. Enterprise level account with Okta or Azure Active Directory or Azure Data like file storage. So we will try to connect according to the company's authentication method. The keeper authentication, which will be used primarily for service accounts and programmatic access, you should create a keeper authentication instead of using a password in the script or program. And role-based access control, we discussed about this also, if you remember. Roles. What are the roles available in Snowflake? Anybody remember that? Chandra or Ajay? What are the different roles available in Snowflake? Are you there?
Yeah.
So what are the roles available? You remember?
Yes, account admin and security,
Very good. Very good. Good.
public and user.
Okay. Account admin is the topmost. Under
Top.
account admin, you have security admin and sysadmin.
Sysadmin, sorry.
Under
And-
security admin, you have user admin.
User admin and public also.
Yeah, public also. So public will be default. So public will be default. But other roles, whatever you see, account admin is the topmost in the hierarchy. And under account admin also will be under org admin. But org admin will be coming to picture only if you have multiple Snowflake accounts. Correct, no?
Yes, yeah.
So we need to understand that. Now you should go and understand in deep. Are you getting? It is not like simply creating the roles. You should know how to manage the roles now. How to control the roles, how to create custom roles, how to assign system roles. And you should know how to create an inventory of all the roles which you created already. And you should know how to manage them. Are you getting? Yes or no?
Yes, yeah.
So all these are important. Very, very important. RBAC, role-based access control, where you will access based on role hierarchy. And object owners will have a full control. They can also grant access. But now Snowflake is coming with a user-based access control also. UBAC also is there now. Most recently they added that. A access can be granted at a user level also, not only at role level. So UBAC, RBAC, and DAG, these three you should understand. And in this particular roles also, we should know how to create custom roles and how to manage system roles both. So as you mentioned, account admin, you see security admin, and where security admin and user admin both are parent and child. And sysadmin, who can create the databases, schemas, all this. And this person with this role can create users and roles and grant the privileges. And a public, which will be automatically granted to every user by default. And this guy is the root user is the boss. Correct? He is the king who can control the entire environment. And he can manage users and roles. He can monitor the billing and create monitoring. He can do the global security. He can even create resource monitors also. Generally, to monitor the virtual warehouses, you cannot go and manually run the queries. So a resource monitor, if you create, that will monitor. Now we should discuss about that. Because a virtual warehouse need to be controlled. How to control that? A resource monitor can help us. And then security admin, how to manage users and roles, how to grant and revoke privileges, how to create network policies and manage, how to configure SSO, single sign-on. And then sysadmin, how to, this is for object management. Security admin for access control. What object management we can do? We can create and manage warehouses, create databases or manage them, manage schemas, and also monitor the queries. Where to monitor? Query profile will be there. I can go into that, I can monitor the queries. And user admin, which is the child of security admin, can only create users, roles, and they cannot go and grant the privileges. And public is the default role with very basic features. They can run only their own objects. They can create their own way. A person in public role can create his own objects. He cannot see others' objects. This hierarchy you should understand. We will go in deep about this RBAC management also. And then virtual warehouse management. How to manage the entire virtual warehouses. And how to allot the right warehouse size is important. And how to choose the best warehouse size is also we are going to learn as a DBA. And how to monitor and what are the very important queries and what are the important factors to consider to see the warehouse to be optimized. We'll see everything in this DBA training now, which is going to help you go in deep about the virtual warehouses and how to scale, what is scale up and what is scale out. When complex queries are large data loads are happening in a single query, I need to increase the size. If my multiple users are facing concurrent execution is facing any latency, then I will go and increase the number of clusters. This is called scale out. And the scale up and scale out we'll see in deep with some examples. Vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. And then auto suspend, auto resume. Now we should know the importance of these two because we are going to work as a DBA. And what is the the importance of auto suspend? Because if you set to 60 seconds or less, you will save the money. You are billed per second. And auto resume will automatically run your query whenever it will automatically start your warehouse whenever your query is submitted. You do not need to go and manually go and start it every time, resume it. So auto resume true, you need to enable. And auto suspend 60 seconds, which is 1 minute. And warehouse size is medium. I am creating a warehouse with name my warehouse with warehouse size medium, auto suspend 1 minute and auto resume true. This I can do with interface also, correct? No? Everyone? Can't I create a warehouse using interface? To go to compute tab,
Yes,
I can
yes.
write. I can create, but there is some limitations. There are some properties we cannot set up. There will be some default properties which you can set up. If I want to go and create a warehouse, I can create. But what happens? Whenever you create a warehouse, what will be the initial status of a virtual warehouse? If I ask you, what will be the initial status of a virtual warehouse? Whether it will be started or suspended? Can I ask you? Chandra or Ajay? The
Yes,
initial, it will be?
suspended.
No, it will be started. The default, if you create any warehouse, when I run this command, whatever you see, it will be by default will be started. Is it really required? No, right? If my queries are not running, do I need a warehouse to be started? My question.
No.
No, we do not need. So what I need to do? Along with all these properties, I will add one more property called initially suspend equal to true. Then what happens? Even my warehouse is created, it will not start. It will immediately suspend it. I should know that now. Correct, no?
Yes.
Earlier I may not require it, but now I should know that I need to set up a initially suspend equal to true also. Are you getting? All? These are all now you should consider. If you are willing to work in as a DBA is having huge demand now in the market. There are no Snowflake DBAs at all. Everybody is focusing on Snowflake development only. Now companies also looking for DBA roles, and there is a high shortage also. To be honest, I know that even when I'm hiring for any junior DBAs and all, my team, I'm not getting the right profiles also now because nobody is 100% coming up with the pure DBA experience. Correct, no? So that is the challenge. So you should understand the basic DBA roles and responsibilities also. What are the roles and responsibilities of a DBA? Let me also explain you. If you come and see, especially in Snowflake, a DBA will, especially if you want to shift the DBA role, the DBA will have very high important role, because you need to go and understand these are all the core DBA tasks, the 8 which I call. The RBAC is very important, the role-based access control to manage the roles, users and roles. Second one, operations, the billing operation, finance operation means billing operations. How to manage the billing we should know, correct or not? As a DBA, we should know how to optimize the billing, right? How to reduce the cost?
Yes.
Compute cost, storage cost, data transfer cost, cloud services cost, AI services cost, container services cost. Everything you should be able to control. How to control that you should know. Third one, how to manage the virtual warehouses. Fourth one, how to mask your data, how to apply security, how to recover the data when there's something goes wrong, and how to create the clone databases to reduce your storage cost as a copy, and how to performance tuning, how to optimize your queries and reduce the cost, how to reduce the number of partitions that scanned by Snowflake so that my cost will be reduced. These are all we should know. So as a DBA, the roles and responsibilities are many. These are only few. What I'm explaining, these 8 are the base core tasks, but we do more than this. Clear, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes.
So these are all very important to understand. Why I'm telling this many times is every DBA should go with these are the basic tasks, and the resource monitors I was talking about. A resource monitors will prevent the unexpected credit usage by suspending the warehouses when it reaches a threshold. If my warehouse is, I have a threshold maybe 100 credits, and I can configure an action that and create a resource monitor. Whenever it reaches 50%, I want a notification. And whenever it reaches to maybe 60%, I want to wait for all the queries running, and once they are all completed, I want to suspend the warehouse. The third one, suspend immediate. Kill all the queries running and suspend. So these 3 you should know, because this only will decide your cost, right? Your compute cost. Yes or no? All. And the query profile. How to understand what is query pruning, like partition pruning. How the partitions will be pruned. Pruned means eliminated from the scanning. So when I create a cluster key, when you sort the data by cluster key, the micropartition will be sorted. Automatically, the number of partitions will be shuffled and all the data will be sorted, and some of the partitions will be automatically pruned or eliminated. So creating cluster keys will improve the query performance. And spilling to disk. Sometimes what happens? Your query is experiencing so much amount of data in the query results and unable to fit into the cache. Then what happens? The data will be spilled into the disk. And what happens? Your query will be very slow. So the data spilling issues also we should address as a DBA. And sometimes your joins will produce the massive amount of rows. How to verify the logic issues also, correct now? Do you agree? Performance tuning.
Yes.
I should know whether the developer is using the right best practices or not. If not, I need to educate and also provide them some best practices to follow while creating their queries also. Storage cost and compression. Storage, automatically the storage is billed as monthly average daily on disk bytes. So typically $23 per terabyte per month. So we have two types of storage cost: on demand and pre-purchased, correct no? So on demand means postpaid. So we should know when to use on demand and when to use prepaid. So this can be decided. On demand means you'll use and pay, but pre-purchased will be fixed. And I should know how to reduce that also. And Snowflake will automatically compress the data which you go and store. So totally the typical compression ratio will be 3 to 5%. And you pay the compression size, not the raw size. So no need to worry. If I am storing 1 terabyte means you will not pay for 1 terabyte. Snowflake will automatically compress it. So the compressed data size only you have to pay. If the 1 terabyte reduces to 512 GB, then you pay for only 512 GB. Is it clear what I am trying to say? And on top of it also you should try to reduce. Then you will be a very good DBA. And a time travel. I hope we discussed about time travel. Everybody remember that. A time travel will help me to restore my data whenever I accidentally delete or update or insert. So this time travel will have a data retention period of 1 day by default and a maximum up to 90 days for the enterprise edition onwards, but the standard only 1 day. So I should know how to restore the accidental delete of the rows, or sometimes the entire table when I dropped accidentally also I can restore it by using undrop table name. So time travel will help us, and cloning of the databases also is very important. Instead of creating physical databases, physical databases will consume storage cost. If my production database is 1 terabyte and I am creating one more copy physical, it will give me extra 1 more terabyte cost. If I clone it, no storage cost. So zero copy cloning feature also will reduce the cost, and I should know about it. When the team came to us to have a demo databases, you should clone it. We should not supposed to create physical databases. And fail-safe period. This fail-safe non-configurable 7-day data protection period will be available whenever the time travel will be expired. Only accessible by Snowflake support team. So we need to reach out Snowflake support team to help us to restore this data. Cost will be involved here in this. So we should be very careful. So other transient tables, temporary tables does not have any fail-safe. Only permanent tables only you can go and use fail-safe. Clear, everyone? And zero copy cloning, creating a copy of your database schema or table without copying the physical data, and both will point to the same micro partitions. So what happens? This particular clone database will not be considered for storage cost. Only this database, the original database only will be considered for the storage cost. Always remember that. And database replication and failover. This is also one important task of every DBA who when to replicate your data and when to restore it, or and whenever I have any disaster and happens, how to use it for my application to restore. So how to go and use it, and we should know how to keep the business will continue. So database replication can happen continuously with data sync or primary database, and second database will be there. Whenever primary is down, we'll go with the secondary. So automatically this will be done, and we should know how to do that. As a DBA, we should know that, and we are going to learn all these one by one. And we should know what is secure data sharing, how a consumer can use provider's data as a read-only data, how a provider can give access to consumer, how consumer can use it. So we'll go, and how the consumer does not have Snowflake account, how to go and grant, how to use data accounts. We'll go and learn all these also as part of this particular DBA training. And Snowflake marketplace also you should understand it a bit deeper, because data monetization and instant access of data, if at all I want to go and utilize the Snowflake data, we should go and get most of the financial data, healthcare, different domains data will be available, and how to use this particular public data sets for the demos and all we should know. And apart from this, we should understand about incremental loading using stream stars and dynamic tables also. And we are discussed about it, but we'll discuss once again. And Snowpipe for continuous data ingestion. What are the challenges involved, and what is the cost involved, and how the Snowflake is going to charge us, and we should understand the billing strategy also. And coming to governance side, as I mentioned, dynamic data masking, row level masking, object tagging, column level masking, row level masking, everything we should understand. And object tagging and projection policies, aggregation policies, we'll go and learn all this. And I was talking about pricing. You should understand, like compute cost, storage cost, how they will charge, data transfer cost, how they will charge. We'll go and discuss about all these costs also. I was talking about, if you remember, apart from compute, storage, cloud services, data transfer, and serverless features, we also have Snowpark container services, AML cost, and hybrid table cost. These three are special costs. If you use them, only you have to pay. So we'll learn all this, and we also should know some of the admin best practices also. And what are they? We will discuss. So what are the different best practices in each feature we'll learn. Cost management, what are the best practices? Security and access control, what are the best practices? Performance optimization, what are the best practices? In every admin activity, what are the best practices also we will learn. And also we'll try to learn with some use cases for every feature here. And at the end also we'll try to see how we can go and implement the end-to-end some use cases or projects a admin will take care of, and how a admin can manage at its level, and how we can go and learn. We'll try to see with some examples. The e-commerce domain, how a admin can support that, how we can go and support that. If it is a any banking domain, how we can support that we'll see. And how to optimize your daily routine activities also, so we should know. So these are all we'll discuss. So user role management, and then compute management, performance optimization, security and data governance, data management, and system configuration integration using network policies, all this stuff. These are all the common DBA tasks in Snowflake. It is not like other DBAs, everyone. And certification wise, we have Snowflake DB administrator certification is there. I'll try to support if you are interested to do that. Clear, everyone?
Yes, Sri.
So, any specific questions? And coming to, sorry, I missed to explain about what we're going to cover. So let me show you once again. So we are going to cover so as part of this admin DBA training, we have multiple modules are there, but foundation level, which we already like discussed about, but I go with it high level, not like in deep, because the architecture wise, we'll go a little bit deeper, where virtual warehouses and architecture will go and understand like a little bit what is micro partitioning and how to monitor this micro partitions, and we'll try to see how to understand that. And we also will understand about the entire Snowflake interface, and what are the different tabs that will available, and that will a DBA should know in detail, and also data loading and unloading, which we already learned this, but I'll try to recap with one use case, like where data loading and unloading can be done, and data types will try to understand about what are the common issues which will encounter in the data loading side, because earlier we loaded the data and we were successfully loaded, and what a developer can experience, we will do that, but how a DBA can support, that also we'll see. And we also will try to see what are the advanced modern Snowflake SQL functions and commands are there, we'll try to see. And coming to like data protection recovery, like time travel management and data backup management using zero copy cloning. And we also have some feature like data metric functions, which will help us to perform some data quality checks and all. Soumya, I'll talk to you. Just give me a minute. Huh? And apart from this, the specialization DBA side, we need to focus mainly on RBAC. Very important, feature for every DBA to understand. And the data governance side, the dynamic data masking, and then secure data sharing also we'll learn. And then compute and resource management, which I was talking about, and how to understand in deep about resource monitors, and how to understand the create consumption, plus how to manage the virtual warehouses with data spilling, and how to like do the entire virtual warehouse management we learn here. And performance tuning about what is a query profile, and what are the different caches available, how to identify the performance bottlenecks and how to resolve them, and how to optimize. There is a feature called search optimization service, another feature called query acceleration service. So we'll try to learn those features also in this DBA training. And coming to like other features, the streams and tasks I was talking about, we'll try to see a little bit about that. And we also will understand about what is the importance of UDFs and stored procedures in the DBA activities, how to automate some of the DBA tasks using these stored procedures and functions. We also will understand about Snowpark here. Snowpark is helping a lot in my activities, and how we can go and automate using this Snowpark and Python for some of the DBA activities. I'll show you with Streamlit and some kind of Python automation. Plus, we also will see the Python and other connectors which can be integrated with Snowflake, and what issues we'll encounter, because most of the developers will come to us as a DBA, we need to support them, and what issues we'll encounter and how to support them. That I have documented also. Okay. And coming to like the final, we also need to understand about data sharing and also database application and failover and failback. And once we finish that, then we'll try to do some of the projects, 3 to 4 projects, including DBA and the developer both together integrated. Is it clear, everyone? This is what I'm going to cover, and as part of this training. And Soumya, Soumya, I'll talk to you. Okay. Let's finish any queries are there. First, let us complete that. Now, please go ahead. Someone asking something. Ajay, are asking something?
No, sir.
Okay. Chandra, I hope you got some idea now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Nitesh, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. The duration is like it is a weekend batch. I want to tell you clearly. It is 9 weekends, and I'm planning for 2 hours on Saturday and Sunday. This I want to clearly tell you. And Soumya, you just ping me, I'll talk to you. Soumya. So any other questions with respect to technically, if you have, please ask me. No questions? Are you clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay then. I just want to explain about this today so that you get some basic awareness and idea about what is a DBA do. How a DBA is different from developer. I hope you got some idea, right? All of you?
Yes.
Yeah. And a DBA is not a developer. A DBA can be a developer, but a developer cannot be a DBA. That you have to keep in mind. A DBA should act sometimes as a developer. Correct, no?
Yes.
But a developer will not act as a DBA anytime. Now you have additional responsibilities also. Because that is important. That is good to know, because when I was learning also, my intention was not to be like work as a DBA, as a developer or anything. My objective is to I want to be in use Snowflake for any kind of purpose. If you data science or a DBA, I want to explore Snowflake. I want to go and learn Snowflake. I want to go and follow Snowflake and throughout the journey, and whatever new features comes, I'll go and try to first look into that. I also will try to show you about some of the AI features also, how to create some AI assistant on automating some DBA activities also. Okay, which I'm doing now. Clear?
I do have one question.
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
DBA to developer, what is the ratio of jobs?
I didn't get you. Your voice is low. Come a little bit closer.
Yeah, I said DBA to developer, what is the ratio in complex job?
See, developer, you will get not like earlier, right? Developer jobs now you see, they're asking everything. A developer should know DBA knowledge. Okay. A developer should know DBA knowledge. They should know so many things. DBT, Airflow, many things. Many things they should know. But now the market is looking for DBA, but jobs wise, I saw like percentage wise, developers are more, but DBAs are very less. The positions also I can say like I'm not saying DBA positions are more, but whatever the positions DBA roles are there, they are having huge demand and high pay also, to be honest.
Okay.
The package wise, DBA will get more than developer. That you have to understand. You got it right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that is what you have to focus and target. When you are target for big always. I do the same.
Yeah.
I always go with a technology that too where I will be unique in that. Correct, no?
Right.
You should be one among 10 people, not should be same. Why the first question when they ask why we should hire you, that should question should not ask you. Then only you already got a success. Correct, no?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So when someone is not asking you why we should hire you means they are already considering you, which means that. So then your profile is unique. So keep your profile unique as a combination of DBA plus developer and add some basic AI features also. That will make your CV resume unique in the market with others. That's what happening to my profile also. People come to me like more people reach out to me because my profile is a combination of all. Because people looking for similar kind of profiles, right? Correct or not?
Yes.
So when you are working in a project, if you are capable of doing multiple things, then you will be having weightage. If you are doing the same others doing, they'll not you'll not be special, right? Correct or not?
Yes.
That is what I want you to focus more on how you could be unique in the market. That is very important. Okay? Okay then. So that's all for today, and we'll continue tomorrow at the same time, and we'll start learning about the basic Snowflake admin activities one by one. Clear?
What all topics will be covered for tomorrow?
Tomorrow we'll try to see a little bit about the RBAC, and also we'll try to see how we can implement some of the role-based access control.
Oh,
Okay then. Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.